Hello and welcome back to Redirecting. 2020 has been one of those years that's been very strange indeed. Many of us are scratching our head at the events of this year. You see a lot of memes where people were saying if 2020 were a food, what kind of food would it be? A lot of conversation about this very odd, strange year that we've experienced. There's been a worldwide change or shift. Definitely. We can't deny that at all. We couldn't deny it if we wanted to. But anyway, as we look ahead to the days, weeks, months, and years ahead, things don't look too certain. Of course, you have some painting one picture and you have reality painting a whole other picture. As we look around and we see what has happened, so many lives have been turned upside down, uprooted, just mixed completely up. As we look at all of this and we try to figure our way through things and wondering what's going to happen next, there's talk of the dollar on its way out. There's talk of a world system that's going to form. All of these things are being talked about. A lot of people are making preparations for this, that, or the other. Some people are not making preparations. With all of this going on, it is for certain that we are not going back to what we thought was normal. Okay? We're not going back to that. There are some definite changes ahead that many of us will never get used to, you see. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the human side of this. One thing that we've been noticing, we are very attentive to everything. When we go out and we deal with people, we pay attention to facial expressions, attitudes, movement. You have to, because people are blinking too. So you want to know if somebody's about to blink, then you got a jet, right? And so with paying attention to all of this, we are looking around at how people are functioning and how they are doing things, right? We've talked about one thing before, but I want to kind of talk about it again because I see how very important it is. Because of the type of farming lifestyle that we live, we obviously deal with a lot of farmers or people who supply things that farmers could use. And so in dealing with other farmers, we notice that they have created a network, you see, and in this network, they're going to see to each other's needs being met. Even those who may not be a part of a network, but they provide services for the network or within the network, you see. And so as we are watching all of this and we're dealing with more and more people that are into farming and meeting people who have tractors and bush hogs and just all types of farm equipment, the little what do they call that, mulching machine. As we are looking at and meeting more people who are doing these things, in conversation, you find out that they work together as a network, and it is mostly white farmers, you see. Now, why am I making this point? It's because even if you're not a farmer, I think even within a city setting, people need to start networking and to figure out what is it that they can do together to help one another. There was another scenario that I saw someone share on Facebook where this whole community of people, they live in a regular residential neighborhood. They all came together. They said, look, this is what we're going to do. We are all going to individually grow a particular crop on our city lot. And we are going to share within our neighborhood network the things that we grow. So this person may be growing this, another one growing that, and this one and that one and that one and this one is growing this, that, and the other, right? And so when they develop this network and they change or exchange food together, barter food together, no one has to go without. And so it's really sad to me when I see these things working and functioning with these other nations, but with so-called black people, we still haven't caught the wave. Now, I was really happy to see the 19 families coming together to buy the 97 acres down in Georgia, but that's just one situation. Of course, there are others as well, but on a large enough scale to make a difference, I would like to see in like the city of Detroit, where more people will come together and network and grow food and do things that are going to help each other for these dark days ahead. Now, I know that there are a few groups that have formed in Detroit that are doing community gardens, but guess what? Guess what? These are outsiders. These are white people who are doing it in the city. Now, I'm glad that they are, because they are doing it to help those in the city as well. But it would be awesome to see black people doing this as well, especially in a majority black city. Now, let me tell you something that we saw this happen many years ago. There was a documentary that was put out about Detroit when they were talking about the various leaders and mayors and things and how people didn't like, I think it was Dave Bing or whatever. Don't quote me on that, but one black mayor that we had in Detroit was talking about doing just that, doing community gardens, taking local lots of land that are owned by the city that are just being vandalized and people are dumping trash and all of this. He said, let's take some of these city lots and grow some food. Now, let me tell you what some of the residents said, and they got this on camera with this particular documentary. I wish I can find it. I'm going to ask my husband if he remembers the name, because this was more than maybe 12 or 13 years ago that we saw this. But anyway, when they were talking to some of the people of the city, they were like, grow food for what? And I said to myself, did I just hear that? When this man is saying, let's grow food because we have food deserts in the city, some of the residents are like, grow food for what? Why? And so that really saddens me, y'all. Our mindset as a people is messed up. And I'm going to use one of my mom's words, jacked up. I know some of y'all use that too. Jacked up. Our mindset is jacked up when someone presents to you an idea of using city lots to grow food for the citizens, and you say that for what? You question why someone would even suggest something like that. We have some serious problems as a people. And when others try to present solutions, you have those who say, you're always talking about the problem, but what's the solution? No, it just so happens you heard a video where someone was talking about the problems, but you don't listen to the ones when they're talking about solutions. Because I know for a fact on this channel, we've talked about the problems and solutions for years. Whether you will hear or forbear is up to you. You see, it is time for us to make moves and actions toward positive change in our communities. We can sit back and we can drool over what other communities are doing. We could talk about how they are forming these neighborhood block networks where people are growing food together. We can sit back and look at that and talk about it, or we can make actions and do it ourselves. We can do it too, especially when the city had already talked about, the leader of the city at that time said, let's use some of these vacant lots to grow food. We need to catch a clue as a people, because guess what? The gravy train is drying up. It's running out. So it looks like people may be forced to take care of their own selves. And if that is the case, and you're one of those that like to sit on the seat of do nothing, you will be left behind. And don't think that it's going to be so easy that you can just run up on somebody else who has done what they were supposed to do and just take it from them. Don't think it's going to be that easy, because nowadays people are willing to fight for what's theirs. So this is a time to react, okay? This is not the time for excuses. I get those all the time. Anytime I do a video like this, I'm always getting people who make some type of excuse. And my thing is this: what if you had no choice? What would you do? Why sit ye here and die? That's in the scripture. It says, why sit ye here and die? Meaning you can't sit in the seat of do nothing. You can't afford to. When it comes a day and a time where the government is no longer going to be there, or you've burned every bridge that you could have possibly burned from people that you know, what are you going to do? So while you have time to think about it, while you have time to react and respond. Do something. I'm done with this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, like and share this video. And with that, I am out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.